Marvin Rees.
When I was first selected in 2012, I remember they bought a big banner and put it on a poster and pulled it behind a car around the city. And I described what the ground is swallowing me up. I didn't quite escape that, even today, after 4 years. It is incredibly humbling. There's so many people in this room who've actually been really important parts of my journey. No one stands in an abstract, right? You get incredible support, right? I'm in a mystery class, so excuse me. So obviously I start with my mum, and then I start with my second mum, Pauline, my brother's mum, big family, who guided me. I got my teacher, school teacher back then, Mr. Jennings, who wrote in my school report when I was 14, Marvin, if you don't sort yourself out, the walk will be your oyster, but the way you're going, it's not going to be. And I asked him when I invited him to my camp launch in 12, do you remember writing that? He said no. I tell you, it was a pivotal point in my journey when I just went home, sat on my bed and thought, I've got a decision to make here as a 14-year-old, disillusioned, lost in school. I got James as well. It was my nursery nurse. Actually, I did an interview about teachers the other day, and as a 3-year-old running around Hotwell's nursery with James as my nursery nurse. All the black kids ran to James. And again, these people that have been, key parts of, my journey on the road, and Keaton told my family, at the back as well. Back from my nan working as a tea woman at the Evening Post way back in the day. So anyway, I preambled on my speech too long. I probably overrun. So thank you all for being part of my journey and helping me to be yours. And Mark is right. I've said get good friends. Good friends will speak positively into your life. I would never put myself forward for mayor. It's just like a strange thing to think about now. But Mark out on Gloucester Road one night said, you should go for mayor. And then my wife probably not happy about that. I went home and I said, the next thing I'm the candidate and life has gone mad in 2012. But also my wife as well, as I mentioned in the, these now I need to mention everyone. And Kerry as well, being obviously one of our MPs, who, when I first put myself forward and I was thinking, well, did anyone take me seriously? When Kerry stood up and said, essentially said, I take you seriously, it was a massive, massive lift for me. Because I always had that self-doubt. Many of us never really escaped that. You just learn to manage it. But let me get back to the talk. So today I am formally launching my campaign to be re-elected as Mayor of Bristol. People may assume that the decision to run again is a given. Well, I must say it isn't. It's a role that comes at a price. And the truth of it is that the bulk of that price has fallen actually on my family. I think people often do sense this. I'm often asked if I actually enjoy the role. They ask me what it's like. And then often they go on to express some kind of sympathy for me. And I shared that when I was first elected, I've told this story a few times, that a member of Michael Bloomberg's team, from when he was the mayor of New York, said to me that the first 12 months of them being in office was like putting their mouths around a fire hydrant. And Bloomberg himself said there's nothing to prepare you for being a mayor. And all that made me feel so much better in those early days, knowing that everything I was experiencing, the sense of this city tidal wave coming over you, was absolutely normal for a new mayor. The best way I've found to describe my role is like playing rugby. Got a rugby friend out there now. And it's like, you're waiting in your dressing room, outside it's cold, it's windy, it's wet. In the change room next door, the opposition are stamping and screaming and shouting murder. And warmly dressed supporters are on the touchline outside waiting to give you chip throughout the game. And I'm in the change room thinking, I should have played volleyball. It's warm, it's inside, and no one's going to try and punch me. But the truth is, I love the job. I love playing rugby, and I love this job. And what greater honour and what greater purpose is there than to serve the city I grew up in, and in which I'm now bringing up my own family and my own children, and to make that city better. And I do believe we are making Bristol better, not just because of me, but as Marty pointed out, because of the amazing people, the energy and the commitment that we've been able to release into Bristol. So I've been encouraging other people from backgrounds like mine, encouraging and supporting people to come forward, to overcome the challenges and the doubts, and to take up positions of leadership in Bristol and beyond. And people have sometimes responded with, well, it's not for me, or I couldn't cope with the nonsense that comes with it, and some people in this room will know we've had this conversation. And my response is quite often, well, maybe it's not about you, maybe it's not about us, but maybe it's about putting our skills, our experiences and our commitment into play for the city's common good. And I issue that challenge again today. We need top quality leaders representing all communities in Bristol, shaping life, not just in elected politics, but across school governors, the magistracy, in business and other public sector organisations. But I want to say a little more about what it takes to lead a city. First, world-class public sector leadership is about what you influence as much as it is about what you control. I steal that from my Chief Constable, Andy Marsh. If the focus is solely on the council, you leave out the many billions of pounds worth of influence held across the health service, the criminal justice system, business and the voluntary sectors. City leaders must understand that city leadership is a collective act. But secondly, cities are complex and contradictory. The problem is that too many of our conversations about the city are smothered by simplicity. We're served up one-liners, ill-disciplined reductionist arguments that move from subject to confusion, to motivation, to conspiracy. We get reduced far too often to the 10-word slogan, the black and white that fits the platform of the messenger, rather than the high-density colour that allows us to expand our minds into the fullness of the world in which we live. City leadership must be multidimensional because no decision sits in an abstract. Every issue, every campaign, every single issue campaign misses the fact that every single issue has more than one impact. In my leadership of the city, I have worked with people from the public sector, the private sector, unions, education, communities and beyond to deliver on many issues at the same time. Some issues shape the whole world, like our climate and the ecological crisis. And others shape the whole of a single person or a family's world, such as delivering homes. So let me share a little illustration about that. Just a few months ago, I visited one of the council houses we built in Broom Hill on the site of a former care home. I met a family, a husband, a wife and 2 children under the age of 3 who'd moved into these council houses. They moved in from a tower block. This was the first time their children were going to have their own garden. And I remember that experience, moving from Lawrence Weston to Beaumont Street and running out into our own back garden for the first time as a 6-year-old. The home is top spec. It's insulated and it has solar panels, affordable to maintain. But what we have there is a better life for that family, but also a better way of living for the planet, reducing the demand that we place as a city on energy. 2 crucial needs we have to meet. We've built a leadership in Bristol that is fit for the challenge of a modern city in a modern world. You'll see it in the most diverse political leadership the city has ever seen, through gender, race and class. And you'll see it in the most inclusive leadership culture the city has ever experienced. Through the Bristol One City office, we've released the vision and talents from our communities, voluntary sector, business, unions, civil society, and public sector partners to write and deliver the One City plan. Let me share also that I spent my childhood resisting identities people wanted to put upon me, attempting to use my race, class, my single mum to cast me into an identity limbo, and to, I would say, to cast me down. And I can understand today when I look back on that and think what it meant for me. The link between that struggle I had as a young person growing up to define myself and find the ways of expressing who I was, and the expansive approach I do take to city leadership. Those categories I was asked to choose between and to fall into were significant, and they do matter, but they were never enough to define the fullness of me. And likewise today, our jobs, our roles in the city, our lived experiences are important, but none of them alone are enough to lead Bristol in all its fullness. In my values, I hope you've seen that I offer hope and aspiration together with a commitment to justice and compassion. And I wear that on my sleeve. I could be no more or less than I am. This is what I am. This has always been and remains my offer. And this is why while I celebrate the great things of Bristol, and I'm committed to celebrating them, the strong economy, our technology sector, the foodie culture, our arts and cultural offer. But I will always do so while recognising that tens of thousands of people do not share that story, and to ignore them would be the double insult. The first insult is to leave them behind in the first place. The second is to confirm that their story of left behind wasn't even worthy of being recognised as we tell Bristol's story. But I want to have a contrast to that now. So look around at Bristol today. You can see the cranes across the city, and you can see the change. I believe if you talk to people moving into houses, getting jobs, parents still benefiting from children's centres and from schools being built, to people who will tell you you will see people who will tell you they are seeing change. And I want to just emphasise we have delivered on our 2016 pledges that I made to you. We've built homes, we kept our children's centres open, we've increased school places, we led a Clean Streets campaign that's picking up awards and cash prizes faster than people can pick up litter. We've reviewed our parking zones, as we promised we would. And we've started Bristol on the journey to clean energy through the City League. And we've protected and developed our cultural offer, most notably with Channel 4. And we've done so much more, including biogas buses, leading the way on recycling rates. We've designed delivery plans for the climate, and we're designing a delivery plan for the ecological emergency. We've prioritised housing for women fleeing domestic violence and abuse. We're closing school streets to cars. We're tackling life crime. We're cleaning up our air, and we're on the road to becoming a living wage city. And so today I stand with my cabinet and Labour colleagues and our city partners, I would say, on our record of delivery. We need to keep on keeping on, being the change Bristol so badly needs. So today I unveil 6 new pledges to the people of Bristol, and I'll work through them with you now. Pledge 1, connectivity and transport. We will deliver an underground, an integrated public transport system with free travel for apprentices and students up to the age of 25. In the next few weeks, I will unveil my administration's 15-year plan to transform city transport forever. The bus deal, improving infrastructure and services with direct commuter routes driving up patronage, followed by a city centre circle line of rapid buses, keeping traffic out of the city centre and improving city links in each direction, enabling the pedestrianisation of the old city. New train station and improved frequencies, and then the mass transit system, including 4 lines with underground travel. We have laid the ground and have the vision and commitment to get Bristol moving. Pledge 2 on the economy. We will achieve a living wage city, growing jobs in a diverse economy and building on the success of the Channel 4 hub with opportunity for all of Bristol's communities. Bristol has seen the growth of the high-tech sector and the creative and the media sectors. Winning Channel 4 was a huge success, and they're already advertising jobs. And they will work with us as we continue to put inclusion and sustainability at the heart of our economic values, with jobs in all sectors and opportunity reaching all communities. Pledge 3, environment and sustainability. We will invest £1 billion in clean energy, double the tree canopy, grow sustainable food in every ward, and deliver our climate and ecological emergency plans. We were the first city to unanimously carry the climate emergency declaration in our council chamber, and we were the first city to declare an ecological emergency. The City Leap programme will transform our relationship with energy, reducing our carbon footprint. Growing food locally will help tackle food poverty and will be integral to our city commitment to achieve the gold standard in food sustainability. And working with partners, we will invest money and land in planting trees. Bristol is delivering the Green New Deal and working with cities around the world through the Global Parliament of Mayors, Eurocities and C40, we will tackle climate change. Pledge 4, health and well-being. We will enable people to live fulfilled, independent lives in their own home for as long as possible, and double the number of adults with learning difficulties we support into employment. We've introduced technology to support independent living, And our Home First service is returning people home quicker after hospital stay, while also reducing readmissions. Paying care workers the living wage and travel time, and delivering a UNESCO age-friendly city is more evidence of how we are delivering for our elders. Pledge 5, homes and community. We will build council and social homes, building over 2,000 homes each year, of which 1,000 are affordable, and reduce the number of households in temporary accommodation. From innovation and awards, we've been recognised for the commitment we've brought to housing delivery, including the first real council house building programme in decades. Tackling the housing crisis with 12,000 on the housing waiting list and over 500 households in temporary accommodation will remain our top priority. We've committed £85 million to accelerate home building and £61 million for Gorham Homes, our own housing company, while freeing up a further £15.7 million to invest in building council homes. Pledge 6, learning and skills. We will build new secondary schools, deliver quality work experience and apprenticeships, and deliver adult learning and youth opportunities, including 2 youth zones. With current plans for new secondary schools, we will provide the school places and choice parents want. We enable 3,500 meaningful experiences of work delivered this year alone to our young people, and many more are being supported into work. 2 new youth zones, one in the north and one in the south of the city, will form a key element of our revamped youth services, delivering hope and opportunity for our children and our young people. Now, these 6 pledges I offer to the city today are the continuation of the work of the last 4 years. They are born out of the work already done. And as our greatest legacy to the city will be the One City Plan, a clear intent, a clear commitment to forge a path to a better city for our children and Bristolians in the future, written not just by the council, by me, but by the hundreds of key city partners. And it's no coincidence that our pledges match the key strands of the plan, and we remain committed to delivering that plan for Bristol. So Bristol is changing, the world is changing, and Bristol's leadership must deliver for a changing city. It must be inclusive, aspirational, just and compassionate. It must be able to see, understand, empathise and serve the many different ways people experience Bristol. And I want to end by sharing a proverb with you. It's meant so much to me throughout my life. And it goes, not only so, but we also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope. I want Bristol to be a city of hope where, irrespective of your background, you can live with the belief and the confidence that there are people and opportunities committed to working with you to making your life better tomorrow. And I'm proud to stand as Mayor and to continue to deliver for Bristol, and I will with your support. Thank you.